Hi, ladies. Welcome to the Leadership Room. And I want to let you know that while I'm not sending out the replay, you can go to the YouTube channel and watch it within 24 hours. So today, earlier at about, I don't know, between 2 and 3 p.m. Eastern, I sent out the initial email touting this leadership room. And on there, I had the replay. So so you can go there, or you can be on YouTube and search, what is it? I changed the name. Women Leading Real Estate Businesses. Or just go to YouTube and type in Coach Jan Copeland and you'll find it. Okay? Coach Jan Copeland, you'll find it. All right, welcome to the Leadership Room. This is a time set aside for us to focus, breathe, and exhale. Okay. One of you told me already that you feel like you have four ends of a candle and all of them are burning. But this room is where true leadership is redefined for women brokers and team leaders. And if you are a single agent and you say, oh, whoa, wait, this doesn't apply to me. No, it does, because you have to lead your business so that your business can become an asset. Okay, your business can become an asset so you have options with what to do with it. All right. If you're like me, and I'm pretty sure you are, there's a definition that if you were to go to AI or Google, that seems boring, out of context, too corporate, far away from the reality of running a team or running your business or running your brokerage. Here's what it says. Leadership is the ability to guide your organization. Okay, guide. To achieve strategic goals. Ooh. While encouraging innovation and maintaining a competitive edge. To me, that's too corporate. If you agree with me, put a 10 in the chat. It's like too much. But the law of faithfulness says, as I do one thing, I do everything. As I attend Zooms with my face showing, okay, meaning I'm forced to focus out of respect for me and the others that are here with you, okay? The great truth is, as we honor others, you will also be honored. So let's smile to each other and wave. Hello. I'm Jan Copeland, broker, owner of Short Pump Lux Realty in Short Pump, Virginia, and founder of Jan Copeland Coaching. And I'm on a mission. And I'm on a mission that can't be stopped to help women, brokers, and team leaders build a business that is as joyful to lead as it is profitable to own. I want to replace the definition, the false definition of leadership, which tells you that has been perpetuated in this industry, which tells you that over responsibility is exceptional leadership. It is not. And I'm done with watching you ladies confuse over responsibility with exceptional leadership. So I'm here to show you a better way. Like at the core, okay, tonight I'm going to be sharing with you how to get out of the trap of over responsibility and feeling the heaviness, okay? Because you're building your business shouldn't just become obligations. Shouldn't just be one obligation. Anybody else feel that way? Like one obligation after the next? No, it should be just so profitable and so joyful to work in. Okay. Tell me if you think your business is an asset right now. Put it in there. Yes or no? Is your business an asset? How do I know it's an asset? How do you know it's an asset? Because it'll run without you personally doing everything. And I'll tell you as we get into this, how I was able to sell my asset because it worked whether I was there or not. And that's what I want for each of you, because that's a beautiful option. So when I say it runs without you personally doing everything, what does that mean? It means clients come in, right? Not just haphazardly. You have a mechanism. Clients come in, they get under contract, they close, and you get paid. Checks get deposited. Okay? And this happens when you create your own system to bring in clients and you or your team or your agents buy and sell, and it's profitable. Even if you were to take a month sabbatical or a 3-month sabbatical. So an asset has value, can be sold because you have a monthly income that surpasses the expenses. Okay. So some of you could be doing everything in spite of making like 800 grand a year. Over the years, I've had 3 clients making over $1 million a year, and they were dead exhausted, one on the brink of divorce. Because the thing is that what I taught them was that they are the reason that they're exhausted because they weren't acting in leadership. They weren't being the leader. So you're here because you know how to produce, right? You know how to produce. You're in production. That's what they say, right? Some of your brokers are in production. Some of them are not. So you are in production, but it feels heavy. So it's time to graduate to the next level, your leadership era. And that's why we're here every Wednesday night. Okay. So I said this before, but now that more people are here, I want you to raise your hand with any questions on leadership. Go to the bottom, raise hand. And after I share tonight's message, then we're going to have, continue the fun and we'll ask questions. Okay. Sound good? All right. So I'm going to bet that you have said or thought at least a few of the sentences that I'm going to mention to you tonight, 3 of them, in fact. And what I'm going to do is ask that you be totally bluntly honest with yourself, okay? Because I'm not going to quiz anybody. I'm not going to put you on the spot. Leadership Room is because I want you to feel safe, and I want you to feel like this is mentoring from me to you, okay? So, number 1, can I ask you a question? Have you ever caught yourself saying, I guess this is just what success looks like in this business? I guess if I want to be successful, I have to be available all the time. I have to think about work most of the time. And I walk around feeling responsible. Have you ever thought that? Right. I did too. I did too, until I didn't. And so I'm hoping that as you joining me in these leadership rooms, that you'll have that. No more. Okay. Because here's what I realized. Okay. I've met some of the most incredible business owners through the coaching rooms that I put myself in, right? So they're like CEOs of, like my coach now makes over 100 million. Retail executives, doctors, people who live like big lives. They don't live that way. They don't live with that heaviness, right? So maybe it isn't that success is heavy. Maybe it's the way that you're thinking about what success is, the way that you've been taught to define success. So I've come to know something completely different. Success actually feels lighter as your leadership gets stronger. I remember the most I ever had on my team was 12. And one of my agents said, "Are you really this calm, like when you go home?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Well, you have all of us, and you have your own business. You're raising a family," because I got in this business, a long time ago when my kids were in school. And like, is this really how you are? And what I want to share with you is that was after I was in the rhythm of leadership. And so the fact is, it does feel lighter as your leadership gets stronger. And the reason that I am here is because as I'm building this brokerage, and the official opening is September 12th, you're all invited, Short Pump, Virginia, is that Dan said to me, "You're really calm, Jan. Like, are you okay?" And I said, "Absolutely, yes." Because great leaders create trust and confidence. in themselves first, and then outwardly via their calm essence, their calm essence. Like I'm from Philly. I'm not a calm chick, right? But like when I tried to log in tonight for this 5 minutes before 6 o'clock, um, I couldn't get in to Zoom. The old me would have been swearing, screaming. I did none of that. I said, well, my brain went to, okay, I can take it in my car if I need to, or I'm 5 minutes from home, so I can tell everybody, give me 5 minutes. And I did not freak. So I want you to write down, I get to create the calm. I get to create the calm, even if everything around me is seemingly against me or, negative, right? Okay. When I create the trust, when you create the trust in yourself first, and then it permeates to what other people see, other people stop depending on you for everything. I know it's weird. I know it's weird, but you got to stick with me. If your success, like last year, you made top producer a couple months and you're in the top 10%, top 5%, these ratings, okay? So you did well. If January 1st feels heavy, continued or heavier, every year it gets heavier, then your focus is on production and it's not on leadership. Instead, you are perpetuating worker bee, the antithesis of leadership, because your focus is on production, your personal production. But yet, my most successful in terms of number of closings and such and income clients tell me, I feel like I can't get away. I'm overwhelmed, right? And it's because they're the ones doing everything and they can't take a month-long sabbatical, right? Like when I had my team, I could leave whenever I wanted to because the deals that I personally did, I would give to Stephanie, the lady who bought my team. And even if I didn't work, which I guess I took off like the entire month, I pretty much took off from the day before Thanksgiving until the next year. And I still got big checks because I had people that were doing it. Okay, that's leadership. That's what I want for you. But if it still feels heavy every month or every 6 months or every January or whatever, and you blame it on the cycle of your market, okay, that's not leadership. So it's you taking over price listings to keep up your success or to stay in production. It's dog eat dog. It's every month you start over, right? So if your success keeps feeling heavy, I don't want you to assume that it's the price of success. It's simply the result of building your business in a way that depends on you for everything. So just be honest. Have I set up my business to depend on me for everything? And then you're like, well, wait, it's my business. Of course it does. Stick with me. So success that builds your business as an asset that feels lighter. Okay. And that's next level you. And I've experienced both versions. And obviously I choose to feel lighter. So number 2, have you said this? If I don't do it, it won't get done right. Or I'll just do it. It's going to take longer to explain it. I've tried to have an assistant. I've tried to have, a team member. And you know what? No, like me. Yeah, 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 yeah. I've been there. But can I ask you something? Follow-up question. If you've been saying that for the last 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, when exactly were you planning to stop saying it? Every time you say, I'll just do it, you are making a decision. And you're deciding that your business will always need me. Your business will always need you when you say, I'll just do it. I want you to imagine a doctor's office, right? You go to a doctor, they have a practice, right? Probably a consortium or a group of doctors, right? So imagine that your doctor walked into the room and said, I'll never teach another doctor how to do this. It just takes me too long to explain. So I'll be the one that sees all my patients. Will that practice ever grow? No, because he has to sleep. She has to sleep. How about this? If you disappeared for 2 weeks, what would happen? Really, I want you to think about that. Have you ever dreamed of taking a 2-week vacation? I would. I do. Every year I say, Dan, we're going to Avalon for 2 weeks next year, right? Hadn't happened yet. Well, it did once, but anyway, that was a long time ago. Or would everything stop until you came back? Your answer tells you, ladies, whether you're building for production or an asset of a true business. Now, every time you say it's faster if I do it myself, you're making today easier and tomorrow harder. I'd write that one down. I'd say 100% of my clients have told me this. Hey, Jan, I tried that, doesn't work. And actually, it's faster if I just do it myself. Yeah, today, right? So the truth is, teaching someone does take longer once. Doing it yourself takes longer forever. And you know, I am a no-nonsense kind of chick. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm interviewing for my right hand without having the money to pay her. And yes, I'm choosing a woman. Now, I will not allow her to not starve. I will starve before she starves. Okay? Because I want to start my business as an asset right off the bat. Am I nervous? Yeah. But guess who my CEO is? God. So if, I told Dan, if we go belly up, we go belly up. And we'll start over, right? What difference does it make, really? How many of you have a mortgage? You don't own your home. What's the difference, right? Okay. If your business depends on you for everything, you don't own a business. The business owns you. And that's why I said to Dan, my husband, this business will not own me. I'm owning this business. And here's the part no one ever tells us. I'll say it this way, every time you rescue your business, you teach the business to keep needing to be rescued. I know you're like, wait, the business has a personality? What? When you rescue the business, you teach the business that it needs to be rescued, which is the essence, the neediness, I'm taking the overpriced listing because at least I can sit at the meeting every week and tell them I got a listing. I got to save face after all, right? The goal is to become irreplaceable. I'm sorry. The goal is to become replaceable in everything except your leadership. Like, I want to fill this brokerage with amazing women. I want to lead them. When I had my team, I love production. Anybody love production? I'm telling you what, I'm excited to start producing. Okay. I love it. But I also know that I am going to limit myself because I want a life. And so in order to hit my financial goals, I've got to have other people that are going to be, succeeding happily. Their clients are going to be succeeding, and I'm going to be. So I see it as win, win, win. Right? So become irreplaceable in your vision. Like, you're the leader. You come up with the vision. So you have to become irreplaceable in your vision, but replaceable in your tasks. This is leadership architecture. Leadership architecture. And if you remember from last week, I love thinking about our business, real estate business, as something that we each get to architect. What does an architect do? Well, they hire the architect to bring function, they want the building to operate however they want to use it for, and beauty, right? Nobody architects an ugly building. For us, the function is profit, clients and profit, and the beauty is joy. Do you know that the alcoholism and divorce rate is higher in our industry, and the only other industry that's higher is a lawyer? So lawyers become alcoholics more than realtors, but we more than any other career, and divorce rate is higher. But if someone were to shadow you for a week, would they conclude that you're leading your business or reacting to it? Would they describe you as leading charge or rescuing a mess? And here's the thing, I don't care if you feel like it's a mess. I'm going to tell you, like in this leadership group, I'm telling you everything, okay? So I joined this pool club, Colony Swim and Tennis Club, if those of you who know it, some of you are from here. And we had the board meeting last night, okay? And I am the pool social director, okay? The event social director, okay? And the budget, they have over 800 grand in reserves, this pool club, right? And I've been there 4 months, and all they do is regurgitate the same things over and over and over again. One guy's fighting with the finance, and this one's going there, and they're not really fighting. I mean, we're all nice to each other. I mean, yeah, I just sit there in amazement, and not in a way that I know everything. It's just that I'm like, guys, can we just move something forward? Please, can we just move something forward? Please. And so that's what it means to be a leader. It could be a mess, and it's a mess over there, let me tell you. But nobody knows it. The people that come to the pool, it's a beautiful experience. Their head lifeguard's amazing. I didn't know his dad was a board member, and I just said, can I just tell you that when you go to the pool, it's so fun. The guards are always like authoritative, but also fun. And I go, and I love Gage. Now, Gage has severe autism, and he's hard of hearing. Very difficult to talk to in terms of he talks like a deaf person, like it's hard to understand what he's saying. That dude, oh my gosh, he's so amazing. And his dad is like second in command, and I didn't know. I still don't know their last names, you know. And he was like, "That's my son." I'm like, "Man, I love Gage. I love Gage." What does that have to do with it? Well, because I'm a leader wherever I go. Right? When I'm on my coaching calls on Zoom, I'm a leader. I'm on camera. I sit up. I get ready. My pen and paper are in my hand. I'm ready to go. Why? Because I want to get some. Because I know I'm going to get some. And I'm going to use what I get. I'm going to use what I learn. I'm Christian. I'm going to pray, God, man, I'm a judgy chick, which was my prayer this morning. It's not good. It's a sin. I'm like, God, please help me. Right? Anyway, number 3. Have you ever said this? When things settle down, then. Have you ever said, yeah, one more closing. Peace is on the other side of one more closing. When this closes, whoo, when summer's over. Oh my gosh, after the holidays. I'll tell you what, after I get through this crazy season, or hey, once I hire, right? I know. Hiring my first assistant was the hardest thing I ever did. And she sucked. And then I did it again. And then I did it again. And the third time was the charm. But has that ever happened? Do you ever say that or think it? Has your business ever magically settled down? Or did something else take its place? Something else always takes its place. Why? Because we're here on a chaotic culture world. We're here in the flesh. We're here in the physical. And it's chaos and it's mess. Okay? I'm with you. I was waiting for calm to arrive. Please, God, send me a calm season. And then you complain and you're worried when you don't have a deal. You ask for a calmness, he sends you calmness, and then you're all worked up, right? The calm never arrives because calm isn't something on your calendar. It's not something that time can give you. It's something that your leadership creates. You create the timing. You create the calm. You create the timing. Anybody like have a whoopsie, I'm pregnant when you weren't expecting it? I did both times. I wasn't ready. I was like, oh, I wanted to look pretty one time. Okay, well, split you. Like one time, can I get married without being pregnant? Dang. I know, both times I was pregnant. Look, I'm a straight shooter, right? We're not perfect. But I want you to imagine standing on the beach. I don't know. Are you a beach or mountain girl? I'm beach all the way, freaking A. But imagine you're sitting on the beach waiting for the ocean to become perfectly still before you can go in and swim. How long are you going to be waiting? Forever, right? Oceans don't slow down. Oceans don't become still. Guess what? Real estate doesn't calm down. Real estate doesn't calm down. Now, if you're thinking, oh, yes, it does. In January, it's slower than what you call it. Guess what? I encourage you to go to your MLS the minute we're done here. And I say this with love in my heart because I love y'all. It slows down when you think it's going to slow down. I want you to go to your MLS, put in your zip code of choice, and run a report of single family homes or whatever you want, all homes sold in that zip code in January, February, March, April, blah, 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 every month. And I assure you, there's plenty of money to go around. I assure you, there's plenty of people that are buying and selling to go around. The only possible difference to that is if you're in a resort market, right? So if you are in Myrtle Beach, for example, you're going to be very busy leading up to summer. Then during summer, you're going to be slower, right? But markets change and clients get emotional. Deals fall apart. Your agents need you. Life happens. The wave of life, the wave of real estate, neither of them ever stop. So you can ask yourself, when will my waves stop? When will I be able to see my life be still? So that I can feel like I'm in charge. Because right now I'm like treading water. I got like Crystal, when we got on here, she's like, I got 3 or 4 candles burning all at the same time. And there's an answer to that, and that's standards. But the question is, who are you becoming in the middle of the chaos? I'm opening a brokerage. I'm from nothing. Okay. So imagine what I'm doing. I'm managing almost weekly events at a pool. I am a busy coach, coaching some of you that may be here. And I have a life too. And I got 6 grandbabies, 6 grandbabies, 5 of which are close. The 6th one is an hour away. So your business doesn't actually ever become calm on accident. You lead it there. And yes, you can do that. Even when the market's changing, right? Because you change. That's the point. I love in the Bible where God is saying that some people who think that they know me or that I know them, when they die, they'll be not coming into heaven because their name is not in the Lamb's Book of Life. And it's because they might know, yes, yeah, God exists. Yeah, Jesus died on the cross. Yeah, I get it. I know. But there wasn't a heart transformation. There wasn't a like bawling, like, oh my gosh, what did he do for me? Because I'm such a sinner. Like it's a heartfelt transformation. And before I made almost $1 million a year, here was my mentality. Can the chick get with it? Come on, man. I got a lot to do. I don't have time for this. And now I just want to be with y'all. I create the calm. Some of you might know my husband, Dan. He's pretty hyper. He's always been that way, right? And I tell him, chill, man. Because like, what are you doing? What are you so worked up about? And he went to his sister's yesterday and he told her that he's so glad I'm a coach because we both are so close now and we're like, he's calm, like, which is saying a lot if you ever met him. But leaders don't wait for peace. We create it. You're a leader. I don't want leaders don't say, it's his fault I'm not peaceful. He sucks as a husband. And this town sucks. And if I were in her market, then I'd be this. And man, her dad, like, look, there's a guy, and I love him, John Taylor Jr. I love the guy. Love him. He's on the board with me. Can't say a negative thing about the dude. Love him. Okay. When I first found out that a realtor was on the board, I was like, oh, dang it. Right. Man, I love the guy. Can't say a negative word about him. Because guess what? There's plenty of room for him to get plenty of deals. There's plenty of room for me to get and my brokerage to get plenty of deals. I'm in peace about it. Okay? Because I choose not to freak over stupid things. And that's a stupid thing. Right? There's thousands of deals, tens of that. I don't know, to be honest with you. There's a lot of deals that happen around here. And there's plenty of room. But the businesses that we admire are calm. The business owners that we admire are calm. Spanx, whose name escapes me, the lady who started Spanx. I know she sold for $1 billion. Yeah. But guess what? When you go back to her social media before she made $1 billion, she was still calm and funny as heck. And she was in joy while she was working. Okay, that's what I want. Those are the businesses that we admire. Those are the business women that we admire. They're calm because some intentionality was done to be that way as a person. Okay, so calm does not mean passive. No, some of us might think that, but calm is being the expert and joy, being the expert and being an expectant energy. I expect for Pump Lux Realty to be a huge success. And if I'm disappointed, cool, then I'm going to learn something through it. But yeah, it's going to be super successful. Your calendar will never hand you a peaceful life. Your leadership will. Okay? Because you can't just find calm. You create it. Okay? So, and I'm so, like, this is the mission. This is the mission I'm on. Peace isn't waiting for after your next closing or when the busy season ends. It's waiting for you to step into your next level of leadership because the market doesn't determine the emotional climate of you. It shouldn't, right? I'm going to close with this. I want you to really think about what you have heard tonight and be like, okay, it sounds like leadership is me lying to myself because I do feel like it's chaotic. Not only is my business chaotic, my life is chaotic. I got this, the kids doing that. I got hubby issues. I got this, I got that. Like they're real issues. My mom's sick and in the hospital. Like I got stuff. Jen, you don't understand. But I do understand. I do understand. And so next week, I'm going to offer something for you to step into peace and grow your leadership. And it's going to be a free offering, and it's going to be for the first 8 people who take advantage of it. And then the opportunity is gone for a while. I don't know how long. And here's why. Because part of the reason that we live chaotic lives is because we don't decide. We kick it down, like I said, kick it down. Oh, I'll get to that soon. Next thing you know, you're like, oh man, 6 months ago already? Half the year's over? What? What happened? That's when you know that you're not living in your leadership. Okay. And God calls us to be servant leaders like Christ. Okay. And, Jesus wasn't like complaining, God, look at these terrible circumstances I'm in. He led people through not the wilderness, but he led people through the negative things that were going on in his day, in spite of all the sin that was around him and all the naysayers who wanted to kill him. And he eventually did. Okay. So you get to decide the emotional climate, not only of you, but of your team members, of your clients. Yep, of your clients, you do. And you do that by standards and minimizing what other people are amplifying. You minimize it because you're a calm leader. Okay. Now, if you have a question, I want you to raise your hand. If you have a comment about tonight, I want you to raise your hand. Let's see what the chat says. Okay, opposite. I keep hustling and not getting there. Okay, yeah. Well, making money is a spiritual endeavor, and we're trying to create a spiritual result in the physical. And that's why most coaches will tell you, do this. I know it's a different CRM. No, you need this. Now you need AI. Dang it. If you don't have the right AI, you're in trouble. Come on. Come on. I use AI. Please don't misunderstand. But AI is not going to take over for me. My sister-in-law lives in Ashburn, Virginia, which is in Loudoun County, the richest county in America. Goes back and forth between that county and whatever Newport Beach is in. I can't remember what county that is. Orange County, California. And she goes, hey, Jan, I'm really worried about you and your new brokerage. She was trying to be nice. And I said, oh my gosh, why? What? And she goes, well, my friends hired this agent and they're paying him $1,900 and they're holding their own open house and they're negotiating their own thing and blah, 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 blah. And like, I'm scared for you. I know you and Dan put everything in. And I go, oh, I'm not scared at all. I said, but for poops and giggles, give me the address. And so if y'all don't know in Virginia, like we have access to that. I looked it right up. It was something Net Realty, netrealty.com, netrealty.com. You know what they do? They throw you in the MLS. It's a FSBO being in the MLS. That's what it is. And she goes, Jan, you're not going to be able to make it. And so after I did my research, I was talking to her and I said, have they closed yet? No, they're having some troubles. Oh, okay. They're having some troubles. Ladies, you are valuable. Please know that. You're even more valuable than you know. And that's why I'm giving you the gift of leadership. Okay. So I have 2 questions that came in. So I really would rather answer y'all because you're here. So if I see a hand pop up, I will come to you before I answer these. Okay. Jan, I know how to sell homes. I don't know how to be a leader. I don't know how to be a leader. How do I become the kind of leader that people want to follow? And I know this woman, and the context is that she's growing a team. And so she'll get 2 people and then one will leave. And then right when she gets one person doing good, they leave. And then she starts over. So she's questioning, because she couldn't be here tonight, she's questioning how to be the kind of leader that people want to follow. And I asked her some questions in preparation for tonight. And the first question was, how often do you have team meetings? And she said, never. I said, why? She's not my client, by the way. And she said, well, because everybody's schedules are so different. I'm like, okay. And then I go, okay, how are you helping them organize their business? She goes, what? No, I'm not doing that. I'm like, well, why are they on your team? I'm just so confused. And she's with EXP or Real. Okay. And she goes, well, because they have everything on there. Well, I said, okay. So the reason they're leaving is because they don't feel on board with your mission. Like the Spanx lady, or like think if you have people that are people that are in on the leader's mission, they ain't going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. So in other words, she didn't allow them to understand who she was, right? So become a leader, you need to have a vision that is really a mission. Like, why am I doing this? As I shared with you, I don't want y'all to suffer. And I've been where you are. I understand the suffering, the heaviness. I get it. So you have to be with them and share the mission, the compelling reason why to join you in your mission. You can't do that outside of a weekly meeting. You can't. When I was with EXP and I had a downline of over 100 people, it was so easy to get people to switch because they had no loyalty, right? So it's vision painting, which is really your mission, and a sincere connection with them. And then help them with their organization, because most people let the chaos or whatever goes in front of you. Oh, like we're no better than a 1-year-old who like, because now one of my second youngest grandkid's like 10 months old, and like he's into this, and then you don't want him to have it. You just put something else in front of him and he'll be fine. And that's how most people live their lives. Okay. Um, and then this one, how do I know if I'm actually leading my business or managing everything myself? Well, I answered that, tonight, because can you take a 1-month sabbatical and be in peace, knowing that the fort is taken care of? Years ago, my coach, I forget her name now. I'll tell you who it is. She's not, my coaches have nothing to do with real estate, by the way. Okay. So I don't know if you know her, but if I knew her name, I would tell you. I can't remember. But her thing was a well-oiled machine, a well-oiled machine. And it was so interesting when I met with the lady, Dottie Herman, when I had my in-person real estate conference where we had like 500 people and Tracy Tudor was there and everything. And we were at dinner, Tracy Tudor, myself, and Dottie Herman. And I was telling Dottie Herman that I sold my business for like hundreds of thousands, about 250,000 over the 3-year course. I got an upfront amount, and then I got so much for every closing. Okay. That was a deal we struck. And Dottie Herman, who was Forbes' richest woman, self-made woman at the time, I don't know, 2015 or no, it was 2018. Yeah, that's what it was. And she said, you should write a book about that. You should write a book about that. I don't know anybody that's selling their book of business because they don't have anything organized. They're running around like chickens with their head cut off, and nobody's going to buy that. And so that's why my book hasn't come out, because something wasn't sitting right in my spirit. And so it's going to launch on my birthday, November 17th. So I'm so excited. And I'm excited for you, right? Because I looked at my business as an asset, maybe because I came from corporate, maybe because God gave it to me that way. But you can too. Because you think you're disorganized, but I'm telling you, the board is unorganized, and yet people come to the pool and the club, we have parties, and everybody has a delicious time. Everything's good, right? A beautiful time. My husband works for a company that's multi-billions. Like he's this big international company. And and when he met the marketing director, he's like, Jan, they don't know what they're doing. Like, and yet you guys think, oh, I'm so terrible. So it's neat. I have that perspective. So I'm like, as I'm building this brokerage, I'm like, who am I comparing myself to? It's totally fine. The way that I do it is going to be amazing because it's the way I do it. I'm leading it. And ladies, why am I telling you? Because I want you to think that way. You be the visionary. Why are you doing this? What's your compelling reason? What are you saving people from? Okay. All right. So I said 6:45 and I'm 2 minutes over. Going once, going twice. All right, y'all. I will post to YouTube within 24 hours, and it's called, I don't know what it's called. I just changed the name. So, see, it's fine. I'm not embarrassed. Oh, Jan should know the name of it. No, I really don't know. But I love y'all, and I hope this was extremely like landing in your heart. And I'll see you next Wednesday at 6. Bye.